Harrisburg Stampede. Justin Coble with
I
us.
gotta change the freaking...
Oh, there it is.
Basically, they were
It's
playing
Major
Major League with a real game. Yeah.
Oh, shit, there's the Hattie.
Welcome to this 97th edition of the Not Another Sports Podcast, the home of sports talk for the average Joe, the Xennial Sports Podcast home. My name's Jason.
I'm David.
And good morning to you all. And I say good morning because it is currently 17 after 7 on Saturday, December 7th. That's a lot of freaking sevens.
Hey, lucky number 7. Yay, lucky number 7.
Yeah, let's play the lottery.
Okay. You won't win. Okay.
Let's start off with the bad news first. As of Tuesday, the Harrisburg Stampede have folded.
Dude, when you sent me that, I was like, what? I was getting calls like every week for tickets.
I don't know what led to the decision, obviously. While Justin and the team are friends of the show, we don't know them on that level that we would have that insight. Obviously, knowing him the way we know him, he's a calculated guy. This probably was not something that he took lightly.
Oh,
This was in no way an easy decision for him by any means, just based on how we know him. I did reach out to him. I sent him a message. I just said, we're both of us are very sorry to have heard the news. If you need anything from us, let us know. Your open invitation stands because he has his memorabilia business, and he told me that a lot of the charity stuff that the Stampede were going to do, he's going to do through his memorabilia business, his sports memorabilia business. So,
there you go.
So he'll probably be on in the future at some point. We're still going to keep that relationship with him. He's a good guy. He's got a big heart, and those are the kind of people I like to support. So
absolutely,
he might be on at some point to talk about a charity fundraiser they're doing at his memorabilia store. I don't know. Obviously, nothing's really in the works just because of the recency of the news. But we're still going to support Justin and his endeavors because he's just a good person.
Absolutely.
So before we were talking, so we're gonna go from the bad to the ugly before we get to the good.
A nut cup shot or what?
Yeah, we're talking about it since you brought it up.
That is ugly though. Oh, yeah. So about 2 weeks ago almost.
The last time we recorded.
Yeah, pretty much. Minnesota Wild hockey player Matt Zuccarello gets hit in the cup. It dented, and it ruptured his testicle.
I feel like he needs a better brand of cup.
Ow. That's all you can really say is ow.
You never want your testicles to rupture.
No. I mean, I've been hitting the cup and never had anything like that. So it must have hit just perfect to do that.
But at that level of play, don't you think that the cups would be better equipped to handle?
You would think. High speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
I mean, and did you say that he was laughing about it after the fact?
I think it was one of the other players.
One of the other players were laughing at the dented cup. Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's the morning show out there in Minnesota, 93X half-assed morning show.
Okay.
Had the teammate on. From the article, We thought he was going to lose one nut, but it actually survived.
Well, that's good. The ruptured testicle survived.
And he got them both still. Just talking about, I mean, think about this. Where, you're on a radio show talking about your teammates' nuts.
I mean, this is a situation that I think would warrant it. Well, that's good. They both survived. That means he's fully functional. He's not Kruk.
But the funny part is, though, later on in the article, coincidentally, the top story on the 93X website is about the 93X Nutcracker concert.
Well, that's just unfortunate timing.
That's just
wow.
Well,
I don't know what to say about that.
Well, 93. I'm sorry. In 19, MLB player Matt Hanger suffered the same thing.
Yeah, Matt Haniger suffered a ruptured testicle while batting with the Seattle Mariners. Fouled a pitch from Justin Verlander, and the baseball struck him in the worst possible spot. Somehow Haniger found the strength to get to his feet, finish the at-bat, which he struck out, and stay in the game. That's a tough son of a bitch. Jesus. All right. Well, on that note.
Well, if you have read further, it wasn't long after, however, he was in emergency surgery.
But still, the fact that I'd be vomiting my brains out.
Yes.
Because as a dad, the amount of errant nut shots I've taken in my time as a dad, there are just some that if they hit you
just right,
you're doubled over and you're trying not to vomit because you feel your testicle coming up to your throat. I mean,
and you're twitching like an idiot too.
Yeah,
shaking and yeah.
I'll never forget one time Gianna and I were roughhousing in this part of the living room. Back when we still had a love seat here. Like, this is years and years ago, right? And Jamie was down in the basement doing wash, and Gianna kicked me in the balls. And Jamie said all I heard was, "Ugh!" and thud, because she was right below in the basement from where I was. And she's like, I come up, and Gianna's crying because she hurt, because she's like, I hurt Daddy. And I'm doubled over on the ground in pain.
Ooh. Oh, God.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
All right. Let's get into this. And this episode is brought to you by the NASPOD MVPs group on Facebook. Because both of these stories today came from our group, which I'm really happy about. That's literally why I wanted to create this group, was to get listeners and friends of the show talking, coming up with discussions, and could not be happier. So let's get into this. This first article is brought to you by Albert Bettis from the Pro Wrestling Outlaws podcast. He posted an article about the MLB Golden at-bat rule, which has been floating around on social media this week. I have a lot to say, and none of it's nice. Rob Manfred, much like a lot of people in Major League Baseball, love to chase the fan that is not there. The fan that will never be there. The fan that does not care about baseball is the fan they're always trying to get. And look, I understand it's a business at the end of the day. You want as many eyes as possible on your product. You want as many people in the stands. Baseball's not having an issue filling the stands.
No, I agree with that part.
I mean, I can't. The last time I was at a game where there was a lot of empty seats was when I went right after COVID, and 10% of the stadium was allowed in Philadelphia. That wasn't a a lack of demand situation. That was a safety protocol situation. That said, it was also one of the most relaxing games I've ever been to because I didn't have morons around me the entire game.
That was spilling beer on you?
No. Didn't have to wait in line to take a whiz either. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that always sucks. That part always sucks.
Nothing like standing in line and you're hearing, whoa! What did I miss?
Right? Bless you.
No, I started making myself cough. That's why I had to mute.
Oh, I thought you sneezed.
No. So the golden at bat is it allows teams the ability to send any hitter of their choosing to the plate at any time once per game. So the example given in the one article is if Bryce Harper had just ended the 8th with an out, the rule would allow him to be used again to lead off the 9th.
I mean, why? It's just like, why? What's really the whole point of having this when I mean, oh, you can do it once a game. Oh, or like just, I don't know. Is MLB just trying to add too many things to the game now?
So I can't say I don't grasp the concept because I understand what the concept is trying to say. And let's be honest, there's definitely been times where you wish you could put someone in someone else's slot, but they've already been put into the game. Like if the game's on the line and it's the Phils, I don't exactly want to see Johan Rojas come up to be the guy with 2 outs and the game on the line. You know what I mean? He's terrible at the plate.
Okay, but yet, do you want Schwarber up there?
Well, but so this would be a situation where you could plug Schwarber in there, and he wouldn't have to go play in out in the field. Then you wouldn't have to make a defensive change in order to. I'm not saying I like the idea. I'm just giving you why I understand the concept.
Yeah, but the way Schwarber hits, I mean, it's normally hit or miss.
Well, no, what I'm getting at is you can use him in that spot.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I'm just thinking of in-game scenario. I'm thinking in my head it's an in-game.
Oh, no, I understand that. I'm just saying, like, you know, from the manager's point of view, then you don't have to put someone who's a defensive liability out in the field in the next inning. It's essentially giving you a freebie, is what it is. I still don't like it. I'm just saying I understand how the concept would be used, essentially. You don't want to put someone who's a DH in a pinch hitting role and then they're a liability out in the field somewhere. There's a reason why guys are DHs. They can clobber the ball, but they're not exactly great in the field.
And then there's another article that says the golden at bat rule not coming to MLB soon.
Not anytime soon, but I'm sure if Manfred gets his way. Look, this is all a part of, again, MLB chasing a fan that's never going to be there. You know, and this was part of the discussion in the group. You know, even Bud Selig was guilty of it. I mean, at least his changes weren't wholesale offensive. Like he made the All-Star game mean something by having the winner secure home field advantage. You don't think that wasn't to bring people in to watch it, to see what league gets home field advantage? Like, he made just as many changes as everyone else did to try and shape the game in a way that most of America, and well, most of North America would enjoy and appreciate. It's just, I don't know. Me and you don't have an issue with the ghost runner on second in extra innings because we saw it in its developmental phase in the minors.
Yeah, when we found the Hagerstown.
Yeah. So I feel like you and I were a little bit more prepared for it than some fans, just because we saw it happen as they were figuring out if it would work for the majors or not.
Oh, when it was happening,
Um,
we were questioning like, what is going on? Then all of a sudden just clicked in. Oh, right. That's a thing.
um, but like the whole another one of Manfred's great ideas, and that's in conjunction with Nike, and we all know my issues with Nike and Major League Baseball was changing, giving everyone a team uniform for the All-Star game. Well, that fell flatter than piss on a plate, like it was just terrible as an idea. Um,
Go back to just all-star stuff, just like the NHL does. Just go back to that and be done with it.
yeah, but the NHL, and we've always talked about this, the NHL's always had really great all-star uniforms, but it's part of their history to have. Back then, it was the Campbell and oh god, the Prince of
Prince
Prince
of
the
Wales.
Wales. It was the Campbell and the Wales, and then it was the East and the West, and then they did what North America versus the world. But there was always a defining team uniform for those situations, just like the NBA always had a defining all-star jersey that was part of the game's uniform. MLB didn't have that for going back to the 1930s until 2020, 2019. So for how many years they didn't have, like, everyone just wore their team uniform, and that's part of the tradition of the All-Star game in MLB. So changing it and not
We'll go back to that.
acknowledging, well, that's what they are doing this year. Because enough players and fans have complained. One of those players, being Bryce Harper, complained that it's stupid to not have them wear their team uniform in the All-Star game.
There you go. Let the golden boy take it away.
Bryce is going to end up either being part of the Phil's front office, or he's going to be working for MLB when his career's over. I have no doubt about either one of those.
Harper for commissioner. There you go.
I mean, I would say I support it, but I got to see what he's running for commissioner on here. I mean, if he wants a golden pitch rule, then I may not like it.
Yeah, I
don't even know what a golden pitch rule is. I'm just making it up as I go. I'm just saying that.
That kind of like piqued your interest there, buddy.
Well, he's one of those players who's deeply involved in the game, and he cares
and very
about the game.
Too about it.
Right. So I just feel like he's going to end up working for MLB, or he's going to be working for the Phils after his career's over.
He reminds me more of an MLB version of Jeremy Roenick. Outspoken, just saying what's on his mind. And that was Jeremy Roenick. Great player, just outspoken, not giving a care about what's said. And I feel that's Harper, which is great. I mean, Roenick was one of my favorite players, and if he
nothing wrong with being passionate about the sport you play in and wanting to see that sport treated properly. Man, this golden at bat rule, I just, even the fact that it's being talked about annoys me, because it's an unnecessary change to a game that doesn't need to be changed.
How much stuff can they throw into the game? How much stuff can you just throw into where it's, oh, now you have this, now you have that, now you have this, now you have that has no effect on the game?
Here's what I'm going to say. How about we focus on getting the automated strike zone implemented? Let's focus on that first, because you know what I'm really sick of? Shitty umpiring at the plate. That's what I'm sick of. How about we focus on that? That'll help the game bring people in.
Funny you say that. I was actually looking that up to see if that was even a talk anymore on things, and this is as of July 16th, that they were looking to try to put it into spring training for 25, and depending how it goes, might be fully implemented in 26.
As it should be.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Now, like I said, that article is as of July 16th of this year. but that could change either way. But no, I mean, yeah, I feel what they need to do is focus on one thing at a time. They need to focus on, okay, we see a lot of bad calls on balls and strikes. Let's focus on this. Then if that once we get that under control, then we move to the next thing.
Yeah.
I feel that's the way it should be. Not, oh, we don't know what's going on with this, so let's throw in XYZ.
I just get tired. And this is something, I've talked about both on the air and off the air. It's something I've talked about with other people. Like, the people who run baseball forget how important baseball's history is to the sport. Hockey, thankfully, the NHL recognizes and appreciates the history of the sport and takes that seriously, whereas I feel like, and I think that's part of the reason why the NHL's on a bit of an upswing, because they cherish the fans they have, and they've been able to find ways to bring in new fans. That doesn't wholesale change the game outside of taking out the enforcer role. And because hockey is a hard-nosed sport, and I will forever say that. I am not a fan of finesse-based hockey. Does it serve a purpose? Yes, but there needs to be a balance in the game, and there isn't right now. Anyway, I'm off my high horse on that.
Well, the thing is,
people running baseball, go ahead.
Think of this, though, okay, yes, I know it was during the steroid era, but the McGwire-Sosa race, think how many people brought in just for that. Like, how many fans brought in, like, oh, this is pretty cool, a home run race. They're neck and neck. That's, that alone. Or right now with Ovechkin chasing Gretzky for the all-time goals. That's bringing in fans. Well, he's been out with a leg injury.
I did not mean to stop you midpoint. I'm sorry. I just figured you knew it off the top of your head.
No, 864? 868.
868. Okay.
And he's chasing 894.
Okay.
So almost there. But it's bringing in people, and it's not even trying. When you have things of that nature, like these types of records, it's going to bring in people like, oh, that's pretty cool. What's this about? Or, again, the home run race. Hey, I'm hearing about this home run race. What's going on? Oh, this is pretty cool. And then it just adds, oh, okay, baseball, okay, and then just starts introducing more and more to people.
Some ideas, just throwing them out there. You want to bring more eyes to the sport, and I think as much as in the long run it has hurt baseball, you're right. At that moment in time, the chase for Maris in '98 was a big deal. Hear me out. Why not, instead of having the best home run hitters from the first half of the season doing their home run derby, why don't we get the best names who everyone knows hits home runs? Why don't we get Bryce Harper and Juan Soto and Aaron Judge? Who cares if there's guys that are on the same team in there? People want to see the names, and they want to see dingers.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe have the home run derby involve the big names who can hammer a big home run.
Oh yeah, get them out there. I mean,
because look, we all know I love Alec Boehm, but ain't no one other than Phillies fans tuning in this past year to see Alec Boehm hitting a home run in the home run derby.
Yeah.
But if you put Bryce Harper in there, if you put Juan Soto or Aaron Judge in there, those are names that'll get people to tune in to watch.
And people know those names, and they will focus on it. They will get in there. Some people have all-star events at their houses. So think about it. Home run derby hey, let's get a group of people together and all that. Well, somebody doesn't know baseball. Hey, what's this? And all of a sudden they become a fan.
Right, but someone who doesn't know baseball might know the names, and then
that's why,
they're going to know what a home run is.
They become a fan. Then again, that's what I'm saying. They may not know it. They may not have seen it. They may not care about it because they don't really care. They don't watch it, so they don't care. But as soon as they see something like this, okay, I'm interested now. And then that trickles down. If that person has kids, hey kids, let's go to a game. Boom, you got younger generation involved now.
Well, I mean, and not just that, but it helps build the game beyond just Major League Baseball.
It just helps build the game itself.
Oh, I like the Phillies. I can't get to this Phillies game, but there's a Reading Phillies. I can go there. They're an affiliate of the Phils. These are future Phillies players. I'll check them out. You build the game. Amazing concept.
Who would have thunk it?
For the record, I'm also a proponent of a bunt rally.
Bunt rally?
You ever seen that from the Korean Baseball League? They have a home run derby. I'm sorry, not a bunt rally, a bunt derby. They have a bunt derby.
I have not. Why do I have to watch this now?
You're going to have to watch it. I'll have to post it. I will post it in the group after the show posts.
Yes,
I want to, and I'll reference it as we've talked about this on the show. But yes,
rally?
The bunt derby exists. Brad from Baseball Together and I have talked about this a few times. We both think it's genius.
I've never heard of this. This is hilarious. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch that then. That's great.
It is it's legitimately like it's really fun to watch. And I think people would tune in for that because it's different. And it's a
like
good
Japanese
different
snowball?
No, it's like a home run derby, but for bunting.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's great. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to have to be we're watching. Yeah, it's definitely a watch.
We need a better commissioner. For the record, before we wrap this up, I was all for Bob Costas being commissioner. That's a guy who cares about baseball. And instead we get Numbnuts Manfred, who's made Gary Bettman look competent.
When Gary Bettman is one of the only commissioners I've ever seen get booed during a championship, during a Stanley Cup presentation. The only one I've ever seen. That's hilarious. Well, did you hear what they were going to do during the bubble? They're going to put
other than it works.
Right. They're going to play the boos over the speaker when he presented the cup to the Lightning. From what I heard.
I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah.
What's that?
I just almost choked on my Sprite.
What's that? The drink or what I said?
It was both. It was both. It was the story and me taking a drink. Thanks.
You're welcome. But no, when I heard that, I'm like, that would have been great. That would have
been hilarious.
That would have been fantastic.
But I will say this: it seems like he's turned the ship around, and the decisions he's been making in the last 10 years seem to have been actually helping hockey grow. And I can't complain about that.
I feel that one of the biggest things that started to make hockey grow was back in 2008. It's the first Winter Classic. Because the story behind that was nobody thought anybody was going to buy tickets for it. And it sold out.
But I'll never understand the thought that it wouldn't sell tickets.
Well, and plus it was in Buffalo, where they drove by and everybody's like tailgating in snow, and I look at now with Bill's Mafia. Just the same concept.
Right.
But the fact that how that kicked off a whole series of Winter Classics and then all of a sudden started a stadium series. I mean,
and that all stems. That's funny because I was just talking about this at work Tuesday when I was in my own office day. That all stems from the Heritage Classic in 2003.
Yeah. That was a fun game to watch too. You see the whole rink just that, the breath of the cold air. Yeah. And, look, Mom, no roof.
But I mean, they've done, and again, that starts from honoring tradition. And I wish baseball would do more of that.
And they have a Heritage Classic every year.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. I'm off my high horse.
For now.
for now.
So, you good?
I'm good.
All righty. Well, and that's the end of the first half. And we'll be right back.